Hey there, I'm Sid from Subalpinism. Welcome to my garage. Today I'm going to be going over my 2023-2024 ski gear. And yeah, just touching base on why I chose what I chose and what I think of it, what I love, what I hate.
If it wasn't obvious already, no one sponsors me. I bought all this gear with my own money. This is an unbiased opinion. Back to last night.
Might as well start with the thing I'm most stoked about. These are the new Black Crow's Draco Freebirds. Pretty much just saw Nikolai Skirmer riding these and I was like, that's my ski. I've been looking at getting a ski like this for quite a while now. I've just been really looking at something that's not directional. Like I grew up a park skier, so I really wanted something that had a full twin, even though they hacked it off for a skin clip, which I think is sick. But this is a twin ski, it says on their website at least. So it's less directional. The mount's like 5 centimeters back from center, which is farther back than what I usually ski. I mean, I have a lot of centered skis. Like my bent Chets are only mounted 2 centimeters back from center. So that honestly might take a little bit of getting used to. I opted for the longer length, the 189s, because my thoughts are that I wanted a ski that I could charge open stuff. And I mean, seeing Nikolai straight line all those lines on these definitely contributed to the decision. Yeah, I figured, you know, these are a bit more maneuverable likely. They'll probably be a bit better for like tight terrain in the trees. And then hopefully these bad boys will, I mean, I just bought them last week, so I don't know yet. But hopefully these will be good for, yeah, going fast in cool wires, sending drops. My one criticism of the bent Chets is that at speeds and landing drops, they're not the most stable ski I've ever ridden. You know, they're a bit flexible, a little bit chattery, like not too bad. But yeah, these skis are awesome, super playful, just not quite as chargy as, you know, I'd just like to have another ski in my quiver that's really chargy. And these Black Crows are hopefully that ski. They certainly feel stiffer on the flex. And then, yeah, might as well move on to the binding while I have this out. I got a pair of the ATK FreeRaider 15 Evos, which just came out. They're the first pin binding, I believe, that actually has a DIN rating in the toe piece. I don't know if you can see there, but in that little window, you can actually see I have these both set for 11. Yeah, that was a big selling point for me. I originally went with the shifts because, you know, I heard about how much safer they are for your knees, just having that proper release. But I've heard a lot of good things about these, and I got fed up with the shifts weighing like 800 plus grams. And these are sub 400. I think they're 390 grams for this model. So yeah, a lot lighter. And I mean, the Draco Freebird at the 189 is 2,050 grams per ski. So it's not exactly a super light touring ski, which, you know, is what I wanted for a ski that's gonna charge. But I figured I'd, you know, throw a binding on it that would make up for that weight difference a bit, because I could just get tired of lugging the shifts around. They're super slick looking. They've got these like free ride spacers, and what that does is when you clip your boot in, it directly transfers the weight to the ski, so you don't get that little bit of a pivot that you'd usually get when you have your heel just clipped into the pins. So big plus as well. Yeah, it's just a really nice design. The toe piece is made so that apparently it's real hard for ice to get in there. I mean, if it did, I think you'd just be hooped, because you're not getting it out unless you got a whole bunch of hot water to pour over it. But apparently they made it even better than before, because I heard some people are having that problem with the last gen, but I really don't see a way for snow to get into that. Anyways, hopefully they make me ski like Nikolai. Just like and subscribe, that's all I wanted to say.
Bonnie really appreciates hitting 250 subscribers. She's told me that she wants 500 though.
Then moving on to the bent Chets. I've had a season on these. I've had a season and a half on these actually. I originally got them because I had a pair of Armada White Walkers and I snapped one of them. Love the White Walkers. They're super chargy ski. They're definitely chargier than this, but I snapped one of them skiing in cool wire, so go figure. Haven't snapped a bent Chet yet. Even though I like Armada more as a company. But yeah, these things are sick. They're super playful. They're really poppy. They handle way better on groomers than a 120 underfoot ski ever should. They're honestly super fun. I rode these like everyday ski touring last winter. I did not ride anything else. So I rode on ice on these, and they hold up surprisingly well. They chatter a little, but not that much. Very minimal for what they are. And yeah, super poppy, super playful, just like pop threes here and there. Shifts ski good. They go uphill okay. This toe thing here, I think a lot of people have had this issue. It ices up, and then you go to close this, and it bends. You're on top of a mountain, and you try to push this close, and the little flimsy thing in there bends. And now this won't lock. I replaced one of the other toe pieces, so it's actually a different color, just because it wouldn't lock, and then all of a sudden this one started doing it too. So maybe I'm being too hard on them, but yeah, really don't like that. I don't like that the riser, there's only this first riser, because often Reese and I are skinning like super shitty terrain that we probably shouldn't be skinning in. And we're just like, you know, we're forced to go up between trees and around tree wells, and we go up steep shit. And this thing is just not built to go up steep stuff. These are, I have broken them. I have broken them a couple times. I did pull one of the toes out of the ski a little bit too and had to get a helicoil, but I mean, that got fixed up. I won't be buying another pair of shifts. Not a huge fan. Unless they fix some like, maybe, no. You know what, I just won't be buying another pair of shifts. They're too heavy. Hopefully these FreeRaiders are good. And I mean, I'm usually not sending like 40-foot drops in the backcountry. And even if I was, I bet the FreeRaiders are fine. Watch me get a spiral fracture this season. Anyways, so these are gonna be my no fun skis. So these are gonna be for summer skiing. These are gonna be for really shit days when I'm just going out for, you know, I'm just going out for like laps up Hollyburn where it's just all fucking ice just to keep my fitness up. Yeah, so I just got something super light. It's the FINDr, so it's G3's mountaineering ski. Yeah, it should have like really nice edge hold. They're real firm. You know, people are supposed to ski no fall zones on this and all that stuff. I've got the G3 Zs on them. I have a few friends who've said that they're really good bindings. And they look pretty nice. I've heard the brake's finicky, but I bought a used pair and I'm gonna give the brake a test and we're gonna see how bad it is. It seems like it locks up fine, so hopefully we're good to go on those. But all in all, these are super light. Ski's like 1450 grams or something, and then the binding's like 350 or something. So this is the lightest setup by far. Moving on to boots, I just got these 0G Technica Tour Pros. Reese has had these for a couple years and they're still holding up for him. And considering what we do, that's as good of a review as I needed. Yeah, everywhere says they're like a good hard charging boot, like as hard charging as you can get for something this light. I believe they're, in my size, they're around 1500 grams, which is like 800 grams lighter or more than my previous pair of boots. So this is a massive upgrade in that sense. Yeah, just heard they're all around solid boots and they fit my foot well. I have a pretty low volume, narrow foot, so yeah, lucky to be able to fit into these. The boot fitter was stoked on them too. And then my old pair of boots here, I'll probably still use these for resort. They ski great. They're comfortable after I got them punched out, but they keep breaking. Toe buckle busted off one of them, so I just ripped it off the other because honestly, I didn't notice that it did anything. And I just put some electrical tape over the hole so I didn't get soaked while walking through streams. And you know what? It's held on pretty well. It's pretty surprising actually. But yeah, these cables, I've snapped like 3 or 4 of these cables. Badly engineered. Not even really abusing them, just like I ski hard, but it's a boot meant for people who ski hard. So I've snapped them putting my boot on, I've snapped them landing drops. Yeah, I do not recommend the full tilt Sammy Carlson Ascendant. It skis good, it feels good. It's super heavy for a touring boot too though. It's super heavy and it breaks. So that's my review of that. Next up, I might as well talk about my sled before I talk about these boring clothing that probably no one wants to hear about. Yeah, I bought this sled for $2,600 off of Marketplace. It's a 2009 Skidoo Summit, and it had some issues with it that I don't even think the previous owner knew about. He didn't really seem to know anything about sleds. Like the S-mod underneath was like totally cracked. I'll just take and show you in here. And so we actually installed that plate below it to firm it up, and we installed these L brackets here to keep the A-arms on. Yeah, Reese and I spent a good 2 days taking apart that snowmobile and putting it back together. And it works great now, so I got a good deal on the old sled. It's great for access in our secret little zone that we're exploring. I made this ski and bag carrier, sort of like a pickup truck bed almost, out of some wood from some trees we cut down. It's cypress, so it's nice and light. And I made it so it's got these supports underneath where the skis can sit, and then it's got that on both sides, so you can have one pair of skis on either side. And then I have these rubber straps that strap it all down. I've also got some ratchet straps in here that I keep with it. And what we do is when we ride in FSRs, we can get 2 people in on this, because we'll take our backpacks off and we'll put them in here and we'll just strap them down, or any gear we need for the hut, you know, firewood, that kind of stuff. And then we don't have it on our backs, so we can throw our weight around a bit more as we need to with the sled tipping in the snow. Anyways, that thing's super cool. It's got a secondary seat here that someone else can ride on, some handles for them to hold on to while they throw their ass off the opposite side so we don't fall off the side of the road. We've got 3 people up Forest Service roads a couple times on it, and it works pretty well, so couldn't be happier. All right, well, let's go inner to outer, I guess, with the clothing. For base layers on the bottom, I'm using this Paradox, like Costco Merino blend base layer. And I hate them when they bunch up, like at the top of your ski boots. So I cut them off into capris. My girlfriend makes fun of me and says I look like a pirate, but you know what? No harm, no foul. Yeah, I just have these polyester polar fleece sweatpants I got at Winners. Also pirated them, cut them off just below the knees so that they don't scrunch up in my ski boots. And then on the top is a base layer. I have this merino base layer that I got from Decathlon. Crazy cheap, and it works great, and it looks pretty good. So pretty hyped on that one. I wear this puffy that I also got on Decathlon. It's got none in the arms, so it doesn't restrict movement. You don't really need it there. It's like some FreeRaider version or something. Once again, it was super cheap, $90 or something for a 800 fill down jacket. Yeah, can't complain there. It's working really well. I've worn that thing like 100 days. On the top, I'm using the Arc'teryx Rush shell. Got a deal on it. This shit's expensive, but it's really nice. And also, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I partly bought this because of wanting Coastal Elite Vancouver status. All the cool kids have them, and yeah, got this one on sale. It's still like $700, but I have to say I've been through some pretty severe storms in this, and is it ever nice? It's so waterproof. It's way warmer than anything that thin ever should be, and yeah, I mean, I love it, and it's still great. So honestly, I think it was a good buy. Local company too, started local. And then I've got their Beta SV bib pants. Also got these on clearance as factory seconds from the outlet store, so I spent $4 something on them, and yeah, they're sick. Once again, it's expensive, but I can be a cool Vancouver kid. For poles, I'm using the G3 Via Carbon, and I snapped one. I was hitting a tree to get the snow off of it, just whacking it, and yeah, snapped the tip off. That was, I don't know, probably like 30, 40 ski days ago. So I just like wrapped a whole bunch of duct tape I had in the cabin around it. And you know what? It's going fine. And now I have something to hit trees with. Yeah, after a while I got used to the fact that one of them weighs a lot more than the other. It's got quite a bit more swing weight, but I think it's worth it for saving $200 not buying more of these things to just snap. And now I am guilt-free when I hit trees with it. So if you're wondering what any of these things in the back are, this is just like some of my old resort skis, some skis the bindings are off. Also Sabrina's new skis, my girlfriend. Her new skis are fucking sick. But yeah, these are like my Vocal Ledge park skis with some Pivot 14s. These are some Zag slaps. Hated them, super chattery, took the bindings off, sold them. These are Sabrina's new skis, which are pretty amazing. I'll take them down in a sec. These are Sabrina's resort skis, which are Fatapussy Motions. She loves them. They charge. I've got some old Candide 3.0s. I just sold the bindings off them. I've destroyed them as rock skis. Sick ski. Love it. I've sent all my biggest drops on that ski. I've got some Line EP Pros. They're noodles. They're 127 underfoot, and they're amazing in untouched POW, but you have like no tail or nose support. It's like you're on a trampoline. And then I've got some K2 Kung Fujas, which I still ride on the resort sometimes, you know, and there's not much snow. They're good, you know, ripping around the groomers, hit a bit of park. They're you know, pretty hard charging. They're pretty decent ski. But I'll get Sabrina's down here. She just got these, sniped them out at MEC for 40% off, which as of recording this, they are still up for 40% off, which is insane. Yeah, they're bought them for like $600, and the new model is almost $1,200. These are Coalition La Nieves, and Coalition's a really cool company out of the States. It's women run and a small ski company, and I mean, the La Nieve looks unreal. Like, it's a pretty stiff ski for what it is. It's 113 underfoot, so you're gonna get that good float and pow. And it's got a nice big shovel on the front, early taper in the tips and tails. It's got rocker. It's just gonna be a good all-around ski for the Pacific Northwest, because I mean, people are all riding these narrow skis, and I don't know why everyone does it in the Pacific Northwest. Like, every time we go out, pretty much, we're just skiing like deep, heavy snow, because we just don't go out when it's icy, because it snows so much here. And you get all these people riding like 94 underfoot skis. It's insane to me. Like, ride a 120. People are all scared of these wide skis. This is my hot take, of course. But yeah, ride wide skis. I feel like so many of these people who really like narrow-waisted skis and powder, I feel like they've just never ridden wide skis, because ride a set of like 120 underfoot skis and POW with a whole bunch of rocker, and like, how could you ever want to ride anything else? They have like an insane amount of float. It feels like you're water skiing on clouds. All right, next up, we're gonna transition over to my gear wall here. I've got just the BCA probes. They work great. Probably, they're not the lightest, but they work awesome. Got the Petzl Gully ice axes, one with the adze, one with the hammer. And yeah, it's really nice. You can slide the hand rest up and down them. They're really light. They're like technical enough. They've got enough of a pitch on them that you can use them for technical ice climbing in a pinch. Like, I feel like with these two crampons on your ski boots and a couple ice screws and slings, you could self-rescue from a crevasse if you're really in a bad situation. Everyone seems to have those. They're awesome. Just some BCA shovels. Got the Petzl Irvis hybrid, I think. It's the one with the strings. You size it to your boot. Everyone has it. It's pretty good. And I've got a couple Black Diamond ice screws just to have in the kit when we're skiing steep, sketchy stuff, or we're doing glacier travel. I've got these Billy Goat Ascent plates. They're pretty awesome for putting under your boot, in between your boot and your crampon, when you're boot packing steep snow. Hopefully we'll get to use those a bunch this year. I'm gonna make Reese take his out too. Yeah, just got a couple slings, carabiners, Spock micro pulley, T-block, just crevasse rescue kit. I've got the Edelrig Gigajoule. It doesn't work on like the really, really small ropes. They don't have enough friction, but I've actually just been using an 8.9 millimeter dry rope because it's rated to belay on single. It weighs almost double what like the little Petzl Radline does, but I kind of don't mind because it's just nice to have that peace of mind that you've got like a bomber piece of gear. Maybe that'll change in the future, but I don't mind carrying the extra weight right now. Yeah, I just got my helmet, some straps, bear spray, whole bunch of skins. I've got these two backpacks down here. I've got the BCA Float 22. It's a sick bag, haven't had any problems with it. Only thing is I really wish that I got a 40-liter pack because it's really only good for day trips. You can't even really bring belaying gear or crevasse gear or anything like that. It's just good for like car-to-car trips. And then I've got the MEC Tour 40. I wish they still made those. I got it for $100 on sale, and it's a really sweet pack. It's just got separate compartments for, you know, your shovel probe and all that stuff. Ice axes. Done a cabin trip with that too, and it worked great. Couple cabin trips. Oh yeah, this is my Snowskate. This thing's hilarious. Whenever I want to fall on my ass a whole lot down a green run, just bring that bad boy out. Good challenge, especially when you're riding with beginners.
Well, we're just gonna flash ahead to the next morning real quick here. There's a few things that I left out that I wanted to share with you guys. First off, I use these Goodr Sunglasses. I find goggles are no good when you're ski touring. They just ice up, they get in the way, they're big. Sunglasses seem to do fine as long as it's not crazy cold. I use these Icebreaker Ski Socks. They are amazing. I can't recommend these enough. I've had this pair for 6 years. They're still fine, like no holes in the heels. amazing quality. I always keep one of these Airhole Balaclavas in my emergency layers kit. This one's rated to -20. I have one rated to -42, but pretty much never need that on the coast. It's really good to have something like this in case you get injured or you're waiting, you know, for a long time out in the cold. For gloves on the way up, I'm just using these Forclaz gloves that I got from Decathlon for super cheap. They're mediocre. They soak through. They're not waterproof or anything, but use them on the way up. And then I switched to my nice gloves for the way down. These are Oyuki's, and they're amazing. It's a goatskin and Gore-Tex glove. I can put my hands inside these. Fucking Bonnie. I can actually put my hands inside these soaking wet, and the heat from my hands will dry my hands in just a couple minutes. It seems like I can do that several times too before they soak up all the water. Maybe 5 to 10 times I can actually dry my hands by just putting them wet inside these, which is amazing. First time ever buying really expensive gloves, and they're super worth it. I always wear hats under my helmet, just a toque. For boot packing, when we have long hike-in approaches, I've been using these Hoka Stinson 7s. They just have an absolutely massive tread and a ton of support, and I find they're really nice for when you have a super heavy pack. They do okay, not sliding around on wet rocks too. This is my cold and sunny hat. Got some ear flaps, got some padding. It's great for the way up, and it's great for keeping the stoke high. I always have this layer that I'm wearing in my emergency layers pack. It folds down pretty small, and it's just a regular polyester base layer. And I'm using the Garmin Fenix 7X Sapphire Solar. I've had it for about 8 months now, recording all my activities, and I wear it 24/7, and I find the data really helpful in knowing how my body's handling my current training status, and just keeping track of training volume. Plus it has a flashlight. But yeah, it's really nice not having to look at my phone. Back to last night.
All right, well that's about it for all my ski gear. If you want to see me take it out on a bunch of missions, you can subscribe. We're gonna ski a lot. We always ski a lot. It's just starting to rain really hard right now. The forecasts are calling for something between 60 and like 240 centimeters by Sunday night. It's Thursday night right now as of recording this, and it's just pouring rain out there. So fingers crossed we're gonna be skiing POW on Sunday, and I'll have a video for you. I'm almost certain we're gonna be skiing POW on Sunday. It's just whether it's gonna be 50 centimeters or 2 meters, but hey, if it's 50 centimeters, we're skiing on rocks. So either way, we'll have an adventure. Cheers.